What the hell is that? That's the chief.
Hello and welcome back once again, my friends, pioneers of werewolves, divergence and glitches, to another episode of the Daily Candle Close News, sending you all much love and high vibrations out to wherever it is you are in the matrix and galaxy today. Hey, it feels good to be alive today. It is All Hallows Tide. It is Samhain. It is post-Halloween and Bitcoin's birthday. It is the Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos. Oh yeah, good time to be alive. I tell you what, pioneers, we got a whole lot to talk about this evening. So kick back, relax, as we get ready to do this late night after dark special for you all today and decode some amazing things. We'll talk about the crypto markets and get in between a lot of sentiment in this market right now. We're gonna get between that and truth, okay? And then we will help you map your way to your own destiny and reality. Let's go. Cause pioneers, it is, I told you, Halloween, All Hallows Tide, where all tides rise. Cause late in 2008, on this haunted night of whispered lore, when spirits crossed the veil once more, a spark was lit in a digital flame, and financial freedom took its newborn name, Bitcoin. Ghost of gold and banks long gone felt tremors in the break of dawn. For in the code lies a secret sign. A rebel named Satoshi wrote his grand design. Satoshi rose from shadowed light, a phantom mind in a dark, cryptic night, to cast a spell on worldly chains and cleanse the soul through cryptic gains. Ooh, while pumpkins burn with candles' breath, the old world dances close to death. Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. But Bitcoin hums its steady chime, a heartbeat born beyond our time. All Hallows Eve, both trick and key, before we gather our trees. As the Master Chief, I unlock the truth for those who see. From depth of trust a life began, a ghost in code beyond the hand of man. So light your lanterns, raise your eyes to stars and chains that harmonize. For every soul that seeks what's true, the flame of Bitcoin burns for me and it burns for you. Let's go, pioneers. I hope you've had a blessed day, a blessed weekend. We have to get into this video. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me well. Boom, boom, pow, pow. That's the chief. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Esme. Shout out to Edel. Make sure we got a mic check 1 2 in the house, in the chat. Somebody let me know. Give a thumbs up, a love, some fireworks, throw a happy sign, something. Say you sound ooh, so sexy, coach. I'll behave. Y'all too nice. All right, good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Edo. I appreciate that. Before we get into this, again, this breakthrough in historical find that we've been decoding. All right, so let's get into it, you guys. We've been doing a lot of work since the start of Uranus retrograde on September 6th. So we're going to continue to, make history like we did with that date and the calls prior to that, leading into this time period that led us into our October highs of $126,000. So let's get into that. Let's get the ad skip, get some music going back in the background. But as you can see on your chart, you guys, we've got a lot of 117s, 123s and 188s, right? I know you see them everywhere. So we're going to break this chart down. We're going to discuss it. We're going to go over this, and I'm going to share with you some of what the mad scientist has been seeing behind the scenes and putting together in things like last night's class with the pioneers. Okay, so you're going to want to go to the dailycandleclosnews.com and, sign up for class, okay? Boom. TIDES and Fibonomics monthly pioneer group and class, all right? And you can stay up to date with the best of us here, okay? Not financial advice. You ain't got to do that. I basically give my stuff away for free, but if you want to make sure that you're in there, like swimwear, that's where you're going to be. And anyways, so what we're doing here is breaking down something that I have been, not bragging, not boasting, but last year, you guys, I was the only financial analyst in the world sharing with everybody that we would see a presidential batter change, okay? And what I was saying and meaning by that was I didn't care what the event and catalyst that would cause this was to be, 25th Amendment, a death, it didn't matter, but that it was my understanding from my foresight and vision of the future that we would see Joe Biden replaced with another candidate as we approach the elections. It's called a presidential batter change. Okay? So, and we saw that with Kamala Harris come rising up from the Democratic Party to face Trump in the 60th presidential elections. Okay? So, very important that prior to even him winning the elections, you guys, I have been tying these markets to going to $88,000. Again, before he ever even won, before the elections ever even happened, so months prior, we knew we were going to 88,000 post a Donald Trump victory. Whisper in the heaven haze, my charts leave these haters in a daze. I called 88K before y'all could even spell bull. Now I'm calling 117, 128 and higher, coach. So anyways, like I said, I've been out here sharing my truth with the world. Okay, we knew that we would go to a 88K Bitcoin because it was tied to the artimancy or the numerology of Trump, president number 47. Okay, so it was pretty amazing that we then saw that shortly after the November, remember the 5th of November rally that started after his election. So I've started from just shortly prior to the last year's election of Donald Trump and this call of $88,000. I've started from there to break down where we are today and what we could possibly see moving forward. Is it gonna be 88K? Does the Hindenburg omen come true? And does it send us down to $88,000 now that it has been triggered? Some people may not be familiar with this Hindenburg indicator that I'm speaking about right now that gives us 88 in numerology. now that it is triggered, it's only called 47 of the last double bottoms in the market for the S&P 500 and traditional markets. But it's one of the most infamous and misunderstood technical signs in the financial market, named after the tragic 1937 explosion of the German airship, the Hindenburg, the big blimp that blew up, right? Anyways, it represents a point in time when the stock market itself internally is unstable, or, well, in a fucking bubble. Okay, and what have we been in? Well, for a couple years now, I've been saying the everything bubble continues. Okay, so let's continue to break this down. That's why you see this picture here is come October 29th. The Hindenburg omen was triggered. Is that sending us to an 88K as we approach the 1-year anniversary of Donald John Trump, that triggered us to the breakout of $88,000 at our 1.618 golden ratio of buy from our $74,000 highs back in March of 2024 cherry blossom season, what my thesis is named after. And then the August 4th, Barack Obama's birthday, we gave you the 47K lows, okay? So, President number 47, we were sharing how we could see 47K prior to an election of Donald Trump and President number 47. Again, I was the first analyst to ever connect this market to Donald Trump before he was elected. Now you see everybody getting their flowers when their work is plagiarized, okay? So, anyways, let's continue. Why did I take it back to October 23rd of last year? Well, it's 10/23. It is 1, 2, 3. A part of my thesis is 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, a very pivotal reset to pay attention to in the market. Again, this is a powerful number. We use artimancy and numerology, gematria, the study of numbers here. Okay? Getting a word, a noun, a verb, a phrase, and taking its numerical value and putting it into concept and into play. Okay? But this is the number of man, 123. Okay? A sacred number. A number we see at a Bitcoin rise or a Bitcoin top, okay? The October effect gave us 123K, okay? So we are ending the month with setups ready to go back to 123K. I said 103K, sorry. That was our lows that we had called back in August that we saw this month of October. But October effect gives us that 123, okay? Sorry, I made that mistake there. But we are set up to potentially see a up thrust back into 123K. Okay? Only time will tell what happens at that $117,000 range. Or was this $116,500 that we recently got? Well, was that psychological test of 117K, our decision point? We've been talking about that. But let's break this down even more, okay? Because we decided to take this 1, 2, 3 infraction point because it's a next part of our thesis. We teach about come 3rd, 4th week of October leading into All Hallows Tide, we tend to see all tides rise. Imagine that. And that's not just me saying that, you guys. I even shared with the pioneers. Me get to where is that picture? This isn't just me saying that. It's not Coach Abe's, the Master Chief's opinion. It's not my belief. This is historical data going back now 17 years, proving that, well, all tides tend to rise come Bitcoin's birthday. But, yeah, I guess it was anyway, there have only been 2 years, 2 Halloweens where Bitcoin's price has not been where it's not been above the previous Halloween. Meaning, come this Halloween to this Halloween, Bitcoin's trading above its previous Halloween's price, right? There's only been 2 times in history that it wasn't. So for 17, that's what I was trying to find, a picture I made for you all. But anyways, it's fine. It's not that important, you know. We tend to see all tides rise come Bitcoin's birthday. So I took from there, starting at 1023 and went out 88 days. And it magically appeared to be right at Trump equals 88, his inauguration, right after his election that led us into 88K. 88 days past the 123 date where our lows were coming in last year in the 3rd, 4th week of October, like our thesis teaches you. We tend to be leading into new all-time highs, which is what we were doing. We were leading into them, and then we got them, okay? Or we are already trading at new all-time highs come Bitcoin's birthday. So we were leading into, and then we got our new all-time highs come Bitcoin's birthday, okay? So, not surprising that 88 days past this 3rd, 4th week of October, the 123 go date, we hit our top, okay? Then we take 88 days past that, and we're primed, ready to go again. Bam, bam, bang. We then end up at this top, which was 123 days past Trump's inauguration. 1, 2, 3, go. Reverse the opposite direction. So we then take from this top and then go over 88 more days, and we are selling off from 117K, losing that Master Chief range. Now, this is a very important day too. This was August 18th. This was coming right out of our, what I called this year, the Trump shock. Wow, tied it to the Richard Nixon shock of 1971. It wasn't really hard, okay? But anyways, not surprising that we lost prices on this day, right? Of our highs, 117K that we had been trading at as support, trying to trade as support for well over a month at this time period, okay? So, not surprising, okay? Not done yet though. So again, when we take from that same top and we now go over 88 days, that's bringing us right up on November 10th. Well, what is that? That is pi. That is 3.14. That is the 314th day of the year. Okay? So that is very, very important because that is tied back to our 2021 highs in November of 2021 when we hit 69K under a Trump term. Okay? So very, very important and powerful. All right? That's our next possible pivot point where we can potentially see that next high, right? Is it right there at around that 128K, that $138,000 range that we've been preparing you for? Or are we going back to that 88K come this day? Ooh, only time will tell. But let's break this down in another form, another fashion of the 123. Because if we go to December 17th, Saturnalia, in the darkest days of the year, after we transition past Halloween and All Hallows Tide or Samhain, which is the Celtic culture of the dark half of the year, ooh, you start to see what's up. But anyway, we were in class, and prior to this, even in a live stream, I had someone ask me, what I was going to do and when I was looking to de-risk. So I told you right after the elections of Trump that I was going to be looking to de-risk around December 18th. And Friday night in class, we drew this trend line on the chart. And we called it like sale, not financial advice, right? And banger. That's what we do here at the Bangor Central University, the Pioneer Academy. You know what I'm saying? They kind of close notes. That's all we do. That's all we know. It's like, I don't know anything else. But anyways, so it was really an amazing call. But if we take from that top Okay, all the way to this point of, again, what was 88 days from the inauguration top, but to this, infraction point of 1, 2, 3, go. We were on our way to a new top, right? All right, so from the same Trump inauguration top, if we go over 123 days, like we said earlier, it brings us back to the next May highs. Mayday, 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 boom, and then we cascade off. Remember, sell in May. Remember to and walk away. Remember to return in September, and may September shine like gold come December. Well, what's it going to shine like gold for? Those that sold come December, or those that, well, took advantage, bought more after they walked away, and then took advantage and bought more in September. You see what I'm saying? Took advantage, bought more in September, took advantage, bought more, and now are about to look like gold come December when they, bought this most recent dip, right? Not financial advice, but it's just what a traditional, more than 100-year-old saying in the stock market is proven, right? But I'll behave. I'm new here. It's my first day. I'll shut up. So, man, this is getting deep, ain't it, you guys? I told y'all, mad scientists behind the scenes. Off the dome. This is freestyle. No edit my shit. What the fuck you talking about? I don't even know how to edit. But anyways, going back from these Mayday highs all the way over to our most recent highs. Well, not most recent highs, but a very pivotal point that I told my pioneers was, I don't know, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like my cat fucking told you guys the autumn equinox was everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the freaking secret gateway to Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get on the Hogwarts train. You go through gateway 9 3/4. Come on. Like, we're talking about using Artimancy here tonight. And you don't get it? I'll behave. But it was the everything lows that led us to 123. So we set up for another trend line break like we gave you in December, right? And then we saw the world's largest liquidation ever. And this was all after we hit 126K. That again tied us into something we called in advance the Bitcoin's price discovery. After we broke 117K, which was tied to Bitcoin and numerology itself. So again, Master Chief 117 here. We break this code down daily, right? It was pretty amazing and pretty remarkable, right? To do this not once but twice. So are we about to see the same fractal repeat for the third time? All after a Trump tariff that has happened 3 times now. 1, 2, 3, go! I'll behave. But anyways, I mean, you can't make this shit up. So, if we were to take now from this forward 123 days, where is that going to take us? It's going to take us to January 11th, 111, the 111 date. That's pretty amazing, because if you do go from January 11th of 2026 back 111 days, it literally brings you to November 7th, the 117 date tied to Bitcoin. And we're looking to break 117K right now to thrust up into more price discovery, or to get rejected into possibly 92 to 88K. I mean, that's going to be crazy, right? So, I didn't find that a coincidence. I found it very, very powerful, okay? So, anyways, we'll go on. All right, but we've been talking about this 126 high. And why is that important? Well, right now, it's because it's when the top came in, as of now, right? Everybody's screaming, oh, this 4chan message has been right. They called the top 1,068 blah, blah, fucking days. Anyway, whatever the fuck, bro. Like, I'm not believing that. This would be the first market in the history of the fucking world of finance ever, that has ended in fear. Like, extreme fear last week. It's not showing that now, but last week it was extreme fear. We posted in the Discord. It was like 4, right? Or it's 25 in 2025. You can't make this shit up, right? But anyways, like, it's always euphoria. It's always high prices. Everybody, begging to get in, and you know, trying to figure out how to make money off crypto at the tops, man. It's never in 17 fucking years been fear when Bitcoin it has hit its top. We didn't even have extreme greed back when we were at 126K, back when we were fucking at 109K in January. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe there was a little extreme greed in January, but anyways, that's been a year ago. You see what I'm saying? And we've continued since then. Obviously, there's been signs of continuation. That 126 high, without a break of market structure and a single daily close below 106K right now. Damn. Our top came in on 10.6, 106. We haven't closed below 106K yet, and people are still saying bear market. James went out here calling those of us that aren't bears right now delusional bulls. Like, I don't know. He's just only like the world's most unsuccessful fucking trader this year. So, hey, follow him if you want to. Short the market. Yeah, that's what the fuck you do. Not. But anyways, if you get signs of rejection at 117, like, hey, you know, maybe, you know, risk it a little bit. But we're at $110,700 right now and battling that. And I think once we break that, it's 117. And then, you know, we can potentially go higher after that. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, back to what I was saying. If we were to go from the same time period of this 126K high all the way over 123 days like we've been doing, it brings us all the way to February 6th. 2/6 in the 26th year of the 20th century. Okay? So that's pretty powerful. That's right after the end of Uranus retrograde, where it shows our tops have came in by then. Wow. I mean, only 15 fucking years of historical Bitcoin data that I am the only one that ever showed the world that has proven. You know what I'm saying? Uranus station in retrograde is when our tops come in. And again, that started on 9/6. So all the way back here in September. Since then, it has been bullish. Everybody was scared about a blood moon eclipse then, remember? Since then, we ain't done nothing but set highs and hold structure of 103K. Until we lose that, I'm not bearish, right? Looking like a year-long basic resistance has now been flipped into support, but I'll behave. Like, what do I know? Like I said, I'm new here. It's my first day. Like, I still got fucking training wheels on, you know? But anyways, we will have to see what happens, all right? But this has been an important and very explosive decode and something that I wanted to bring with you. Again, dating all the way back to the genesis of Bitcoin, okay? So we're not out of the water yet for turbulence is what I've been sharing with my pioneers. All the way to November 4th is when I see this astrological energy that can continue to come in and, well, shake us up in the market some, okay? Especially right there before Mercury stations retrograde, during a Uranus retrograde period, and then we triple crown that and hat trick that off with Jupiter station in retrograde on the 11th. Like, oh shit, bro. Like, I don't know, you guys. Like, I don't think people are really aware of how astrologically, financially exciting this can be. Because I don't want to say bullish or bearish or whatever and give people the wrong negative connotation or positive connotation, right? It's just like, this is a period of, like, grandiose and tumultuous times when, you know, fortunes have been proven and shown to be made in dramatic ways, you know, when growth can, you know, stall out and just overpower the turbulence and the dismay that we have seen in the markets since September, National Preparedness Month, right, that we've been teaching you about. It's been a time where we can see a lot of key pivots and turns in this market. So but it runs all the way, I don't care about Jupiter retrograde. I'm just talking about Uranus retrograde right now. That's when the tops prove to come in. That runs all the way to February, like we were just saying. But it was not until about that second week of November that I'm seeing that we got to make it through this turbulence, this rocky energy, right? Financially. Kind of that 117 date, 11.7 Bitcoin, right? 117 Bitcoin price discovery, 117. We're battling 110,700 right now, looking to get back to 117K, right? We might come 11.7, be back at 117K, or squeeze past it. I'll behave. I don't want to cause a fucking, Congress to subpoena me to court right here. But, fucking shout out Roy and Kitty. I'll behave. You know what I'm saying? We need to pay attention to this, get through that first week of November, okay? Where was I going? We're looking for that next Bitcoin buy signal, right? Buy levels. And we want to do it before we get to 123K. Is it now? Is it these lows that we've been getting at the end of October before we see a Pumptober and a historical performing month for November? You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're already up 0.72%. You know what I'm saying? Let's refresh it. See, we're 0.37%. We're going down, sugar. We're going down. So like, the month just started, coach. All right, so we got like 30 days to get through the rest of this month. All right, so let's do that. All right, but like I said, full moon of November 5th. Come that time period, we could literally remember the 5th of November, 1 year anniversary from Donald Trump's election, be sitting at new all-time highs, maybe 128K. I don't know, though, because we've been in Mars stationed in Scorpio, and just had our recent Scorpio moon. So I just got to see with this Hindenburg omen indicator, are we getting another double bottom in the market right now? Is that going to send us to 88K, back to 102, 103K, something like that? It's just what I'm seeing. Then you've got, yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it and share all my secrets on the live stream on YouTube. I'd rather, continue to keep that for my students and those in the Discord. But it's getting pretty deep. I'm gonna jump to the chat real quick so I don't get sidetracked and just check and see where we're at. Roger. Good deal. How you guys liking it so far, man? How we doing? We're 32 minutes in. Like, good God. Y'all like my pumpkin cup? I'll behave. Take a quick drink of my coffee. I got my pumpkin right here. You like my pumpkin? I'll behave. My pumpkin vase. Anyway. How you doing, pumpkin? Let's get to it. But anyways, like I said, you guys, I wasn't surprised after we got to that, price discovery of Bitcoin at 126K tied to the Bitcoin price discovery. People believing in a 4chan tweet to then see a Bitcoin dump. Like, it's all in the code, you guys. So again, I was not surprised by it. Okay, it's fucking Oktoberfest, and I told you guys 128K would be our sell wall. The $126,000 highs we got was 1.37% from 128K. Like, are you really gonna fucking count pennies and be mad that the chief didn't get you quite there, right? The markets were fucking drunk off Oktoberfest, bro. Like, it's just the first day of November. Like, give it a minute to sober the fuck up from its inebriation state, okay? But I'll behave. All right, I don't know. Like, it's just I'm just only been the #1 analyst in the fucking world, okay? And still misunderstood, overlooked, undervalued, and ignored, right? What do I know, though? So, we will see what happened. But what I think is interesting, though, is like this November 3rd-ish, 2nd-ish is going to be the time where like we could potentially start to get that little shakeout, right? Why do I say that? It's because like it's only like, I don't know, if we were to go from Bitcoin's birthday, father's birthday, Satoshi Nakamoto's birthday this year, and tie it to 11/2, you kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah. November 2nd. Let me get there. And let's go back to 2025. you'll see it's 211 days, which again is the 47th prime number, and we're under president number 47. On 4/7 was our 74K lows this year in a Terra 4. Is this man about to come out and announce another Terra 4 211 days after Bitcoin's birthday, and Bitcoin's finding itself on another low on 11/2? All tied to President Trump, right? I mean, literally all tied to President Donald John Trump, right? President Donald Trump gives you that same 112, right? So pay attention to that. But also, if we go back to the Mayan prophecy of the end of the world on 12/21/2012 and take it to 11/2/2025, we see it's a span of 4,700 days. Drop the zeros in numerology, you get no value. It's 47. I'm paying attention to this 11/2 date as Mars has recently been stationed in Scorpio, and we get ready to see some very astrological shifts start to take place within the first 11 days of November. November being the 11th month. That takes us into 11/11/2025, and Trump is a Gemini. The twins, right? This is a very reset and pivotal number. Coming out of the 314th day of the year, pi, 3.14. Everything coming back full circle in this decoding video, right? You can't make this shit up, coach. I mean, you're a beast, son. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'll behave. Anyways, I'll behave. I'll behave, man. I'll behave. One more thing, man. The Hindenburg indicator that we were just talking about, that was just triggered, was triggered on 10/29, right? And again, I've been telling y'all about that 128 code. What if it was a date, like I told pioneers, right? What if it was a date? That's pretty interesting. If we take this to next year and the next eclipse that I think is going to be pretty powerful, we see it's 112 days from 10/28 and the trigger of the omen indicator, the Hindenburg omen indicator, to the next eclipse that we've got starting our next annual solar cycle of February, shortly after Uranus's retrograde ends, which tends to be a downtrend, into the next retrograde station, which starts back in September of next year, shortly after our lunar eclipse. So that's going to be pretty powerful right there. Another little nugget to this decode that I found tonight. All right. So I think between now and this time period right here, we are seeing some pretty amazing things, right? I was the first one this year to mention the 47th week of the year. Okay, we were back in the... We were prior to the 33rd week of the year. I think we were approaching the 28th week of the year, and I said watch the 42, 42nd, 45th, and 47th week of the year, as well as the 33rd. Because we were talking about the 28th week of the year being tied to the 2 8s, or the number of wealth. 28, it's a perfect number, the sum of 56, etc. I can talk about it mathematically all day, but I said watch out for 11/17. It's the day that's tied to Skull and Bones. Okay, that's gonna be leading into, or it's the day that leaves 321 days left in the year. 3, 2, 1, go. Right, like this whole decode has been about. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, go. In mathematics, it's the 187th prime number. Murder, 1117, 187th prime. And it leads into the 322nd day of the year, tied to Skull and Bones. You know, well, we know what that means, right? Murder. They're called the Brotherhood of Death. Like Order 322, Skull and Bones, or the Order, right? So anyways, we got to be in order. We got to have our financial thesis in order come this third week of November. I think, if we're seeing some pretty euphoric history repeat, then we should be taking advantage of it. Not financial advice, right? But I'll behave. So it's going to be pretty amazing the rest of this month, man. People don't know what they're missing, Edel said. She said pumpkin. I love it. Yeah, people really don't know what they're missing, man. I do this shit for real. Like, I've had about 7 hours of sleep in the last 4 or 5 days, man. Between working doubles at both jobs and just grinding behind the scenes. The mad scientist, Coach Abe, the Master Chief, in my gold room, my war room, my red room where them pictures are developed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we paint fucking Mozarts and fucking Rembrandts over here. Y'all know that. So, it is what it is, man. Let them continue to miss, overlook, undervalue, and, I don't want to say that anymore, but it's so true, bro. You're right, man. People don't know what the fuck they're missing, man. And like I said, I give most of this shit away for free, and people pay thousands of dollars a month or a year for fucking other people's courses, and all they're really doing is not learning a fucking thing, getting sucked and losing fucking time and value, and paying for somebody else's mortgage. Yeah, and it breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart. She said, waiting for that amazingness. Damn it. I've been going on 42 minutes now. I thought the whole thing was amazing. I'll behave. I know what you meant. But yeah, you and me both. But yeah. All right. I don't even really know where we were going, man. I was just so off the dome, man. And again, a lot of people might not understand where this Decode really started, you guys. In advance, I called the first ever $117,000 Bitcoin on 7-Eleven tied to this man's tweet right here that was 3 years and 21 days prior to 7-Eleven this year, and the first ever 117k Bitcoin that I, the Master Chief 117 of crypto, the first inductee into the Crypto Hall of Fame, charted out for you off of this man's fucking post. It's pretty amazing. So that 321 has been everything. Go. And that again was 1,117 days prior to this coming in. 117k coming in. And again, that is the mathematical prime number of the 187th number. Murder, the California Penal Code for homicide, okay? In the police judicial system. Alright? So, like, you can't make this up. And what have I been breaking down and sharing in the charts? This same alchemy. I've been breaking down and sharing with my pioneers how we have got to... Where's my chart, you guys? Help. I didn't delete it, did I? Good Lord, let us pray. Help. Alright, so what we're going to do is go there and see if it's on this one. There it is. Go back. Bam. But I've been literally breaking this down in the sexiest fashion, but also in a way that anybody can learn. I even gave the short setup and said shorts were printing. And look at, down $23,000. I gave y'all the short from 123K. So again, this ain't just me coming out making clickbait in the title. Man, this shit's been decoded. Okay, you guys, for years I've shared about how birds migrate south for winter on World Migration Day, and we saw the prices do the same thing into World Migration Day. It flew south like the birds for the winter. I'll behave. I play too much, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, what is that level we've been needing to hold and break to murder the bears and the James Winds of the world? 111,700. 187, murder. We don't hold that. It's down. It's resistance, false breakouts, down. False breakout, resistance, loss, resistance, false breakout, you know what I'm saying? Held at that support a little bit, bounced, you know, that's where we started the downtrend. So until we break above the 187th prime number, we're not murdering the bears. They're murdering the bulls. Okay? But as of right now, we are holding what? 108,700? 187 murder. Man, I gave y'all the 2-hour play. And the bullish divergence that was forming on the RSI and the price action. Okay? I didn't say it was the lows. What we was waiting on was a double bottom to eat up some more of this wick right here. Okay? This is an abandoned candle, a ghost town. It's manipulation. Okay? So we got to come back and feel some of that. Even if it's just 50% of that to the 786. Cool. That's where we traded sideways at 107,300. Damn, that's tied to 107.3. That's 173. Oh, damn, coach, you didn't decode that as well, right? Because what is that? Oh, it's tied to 7-11, right? The same day we've been decoding, right? And that was the day leaving 173 days left in the year. That's an anagram for 137 and the 33rd prime number. And our lows came in where? Where did you say the lows would be, coach? Oh, you said they would be $103,700. And you called it, didn't you, coach? Fucking banger. That's what you do. Anyways, so I'm the only one charting like this, give you the long setups to bang all the way back up to 117K. And what if we all the way bang, you get a not one, but 2 and 3 chances to bang to 123. 1, 2, 3, go! I'm telling you what. Nobody does this shit, man. Nobody does this shit. You name a fucking another. That's what you do. And guess what? You ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't even seen no fucking volume. We ain't even seen no open fucking interest. Fuck you talking about? Fuck out of here. You know, you ain't seen nothing. Let's do it. Yeah, let us pray, Edo. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's what you do. So, all right, you guys, say goodbye to the house, man. We gonna hide the video. Make sure y'all can see the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. I don't know what I've been hiding down there. Sometimes I like to take it off so y'all don't block nothing, man. Especially when we were just doing this decode on this chart. Like, there might have been something under here that, maybe not. No, I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, I tried to go slow and speaking, right? That's fucking hard for the Master Chief. Y'all go 90 to nothing, 100 miles an hour. I'm thinking 1,000 things at once. Like, do I got condiments in the fridge? Like, you know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Anyways, man, why is this 211 also been coming up a lot in our decode tonight? And why have we been talking about it tied to President Donald Trump heading into 11/2, first week of November, and this very astrological pivot point with the tied to the end of the Mayan calendar, tied to, you know, everything we've been talking about tonight is tied to the new world currency that we're, you know, invested in here in the digital age, right? New world currency, giving you that same 211, right? Not surprising. Anyways, it's tied to that doomsday clock, right? Which is that doomsday clock is your debt clock. Go to that website and look at it, right? But I'll behave. What I'm considering the doomsday clock is the Hindenburg indicator. So, you know, that's pretty important. And, you know, I just want to make sure y'all understand that, because as we head into this November 2nd time period tomorrow, into the 3rd, into the 4th, and then the 5th. Remember the 5th of November. And then obviously 11/7, the Master Chief Day. But, you know, the 1-year anniversary of Donald Trump, the greatest alchemist on the world stage, until he meets me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of questions to ask this man. Like, if he can make it, and I'm over here making history like I've been, you know what I'm saying? Like, let us fucking pray. You know, But honestly, he is one of the greatest sorcerers and alchemists this world, our realm, our lifetimes have ever seen. No worries, mate. Video didn't cover anything. What video are we talking about? Did I miss a video? But yeah, you know what I'm saying. The man's, I give him his credit. He knows how to harvest your energy. I do admit that. Hey, what up, Bent? How you doing, bud? You want to say hey to everybody, Bentley? Y'all say hey to the son of the Master Chief.
Hey.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. You telling pioneers rise. Say it.
Pioneers rise.
That's what I'm talking about. I love you, bud. You need anything?
No.
Alright, man. I'll be off in a few, man. Alright, but yeah, man. We're just hanging out, relaxing. Good old Saturn day, Just been doing some work this morning at my job, my career, my just over broke, you know what I'm saying? And then I came home and I've been grinding ever since, man. Taking the dogs out and, feeding the cats and stuff, cleaning the house. But other than that, it's been typing away at the keyboard and then, just grinding on the charts and decoding and everything for you all. So getting ready for this. But yeah, that's the one I hope that one day he'll eventually continue to follow my work and take over for me, and I can pass the torch on to him, right? He learns from me, and the student becomes the master of his life, and then he's can teach you guys and other people one day, y'all's kids, 1 second. Alright, guys. Thank y'all. Sorry I had to talk to him for a minute. Alright. Any questions, you guys, while we're here? I think we got like, I don't know, 4 to 7 current viewers. 4 viewers, 7 likes. Let's refresh. Make sure we got 5 viewers, 7 likes. If you got any questions, got something you want to look at, let us know. We can go over and look at it. Not a problem. Not a problem. Trump is the greatest illusionist of our times. Probably the greatest spellcaster since Aleister Crowley. Yeah, that's basically, in a nutshell, exactly what I just said, and, feel the same way, so, we both concur on that. Man, you guys, it's fucking November, bro. I remember back in February and March, bro. Markets were high and things, before they sold off, eventually into that 74K, right? And I was like, what if, you guys, what if? 1, 2, 3, right? The markets traded sideways for 7 months in 2022 and 3, and then we traded sideways for 8 months last year. And I said, what if we trade sideways for 9 months come October, November, and then we're pushing up into our highs? Like, what if? What if? Did you do it again, coach? Like, what if? This would be the parabolic rise that history shows is the end, leading into now in first quarter, or we're going to see something never before seen, which again, we've already kind of hit our highs. That sell wall at 128K that I said we could potentially see, like we were 1.37% off. Like I said, like who's going to fucking really hold it against me and count fucking pennies here? What's that say about you, bro? If you do that, not financial advice, where your mind's at, but let me see if I can grasp that. But we'd really be seeing something unheard of and never before seen, which is a bull market ending in fear. We've just never before seen it. It's always euphoria. So alright, so what keeps you motivated, inspired, and going, coach? And you just heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son, and, he, my son and my daughter, you know what I'm saying? And, I know she's not in my life daily, but like, I was told to be fruitful and multiply. Esme, I've become a two times multiplier in life. You know what I'm saying? I was told to multiply after being fruitful. Now, I ain't gonna lie, some of this fruit was rotten in the beginning, and I was leading a multitude towards hell when I first started my life. But, you know, since then, I've, you know, had a couple ego deaths. I've leveled up, you know what I'm saying, gained some XP, and now I'm trying to lead a multitude towards heaven on earth. Right? And so, like, my children, man, my seeds are my motivation, my inspiration, my dedication, my determination. Like, everything I do is for them. Like, I'm not selfish. I became selfless, you know. And so, you know, I got pioneers and students now that have become children of mine. Whether they older or younger or the same age, it don't matter. I got crypto analysts out here stealing my levels and charts. I call them kids too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got people that depend on me. And I know that may not be the same for people that may not have children, you know, or may unfortunately have lost all their loved ones in life, and it's just them. And I get that, because I've been alone too, you know. And so it's all about finding your own worth. You know what I'm saying? I found that. And that's now teaching. And that's now, you know, inspiring others. And being a creator and an artist myself. You know, I'm motivated and inspired and truly figuring out and remembering who I am. Because it's not about learning who you are in life. It's about remembering who you truly are. We were all touched by the angels of oblivion before we got here and hit with that amnesic spell. And all I'm here to do is be Neo the One, to show you all the way, you know, and leave Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs. And that's what inspires me, you know, is to be one of the greatest alchemists and riddlers this crypto space has ever seen. Cryptic. Right? Hidden to the grave, they say. From the womb to the tomb. But I ain't taking none of this with me. I'm leaving it all behind. Whether it's on paper or on video or in blogs or in a book that I'm writing, it don't matter. You know, I'm trying to leave digital footprints for the entire world. You know, and that's what motivates me and inspires me, Esme. You guys. You know, I do all I do for you. And how many times have y'all heard me say that? That's probably the 3,220th time you've heard me say it. 322, right? But I do what I do for you. Look up Klein Benedict and Westerlin on Gematria. Give me some context on what I'm looking up, you know. I can look up things all day, but there's no point. Remember, there's no point to look up if you don't have a context, an origin. Like, what's the backbone to this? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I could if it's just like your friend's name, or what if that's your name? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. And so you see what I'm saying? You know, maybe you're trying to figure out who you are, and that's why you want me to look it up, right? I'm just saying, like, what's the origin behind what I'm also looking up, right? I need to know that as well. What can I match that origin to with mythology or mathematics or, you know, whatever, you know? They've got a 113 and a 117, okay, I understand. Love your beautiful spirit, coach. I appreciate you a lot. You're a reminder that you can change your life 360 degrees any day. Every day, any day, every day. Absolutely. And once you change it, don't stop changing it. You ain't never where you're gonna want to be. Remember that. Where you ought to be. Where you should be. Once you do change and have that life changed, transmutate off of that. You know what I'm saying? Harden off of that. Continue that metamorphosis. Hey, thank you, Edel, man. That means the world, man. You know, I genuine. That's nice, man. That's nice to hear, man. That certainly humbles me. Those are the previous. Those names you asked me to decode are the previous names to Venezuela. like the country. It was named a Klein Vindenberg. It was named a Vindig, Klein Vindig. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so I'm gonna need to hear your voice. Modern, where's the Zoom? But yeah. Westerland and Klein Vindig equals Venezuela. Okay, okay. Got it. Yo, Two Trades, what up? How are you? Just showing love? We're sending it right back to you. If you're just getting in, man, you have missed an hour of absolute bangers. And that's not just me saying that. Like, I brought some heat tonight. Tied the Fugger family. Okay, yeah. Via Augsburg and Habsburg. Yeah, I mean, you know, I have to sit down another middle of the night jam session sometime and look into this, you know what I'm saying? Like we did from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. one night earlier this week. And y'all wonder why I've only had fucking like 7 hours of sleep in the last 4 days. Because I'm playing around with Edo from 1 to 3 a.m. sometimes. Or Modern Sword, Roy Moore, you know? Middle of the night, y'all see us in the Discord. Y'all see me posting all the time, like, Coach, you don't never get no sleep? Like, I'll sleep when Bitcoin's back at 62K. How about that? Like, you know, I'll hibernate then, you know? After I buy the lows. I'll behave. He said, I got 2 trades. One is for here and one is to go. I'll behave. I got 2 trades. One is to short the top and one is to buy the low. I'll behave. Yo. 2 trades, Kevin Gateson in here, man. I'll behave. Thank you for showing your love, man. Yeah, sleep is for the wicked, bro. Let's get into it, man. Let's continue to look at this, man. Just break stuff down, hang out, chit chat. Look at this historical chart we've been breaking down. Bam, bam, banger. What if all tides rise after all Hallows tide and saw win? And we see the same thing, history repeat again. We get up here to 117K like we've been talking about, and we squeeze back into 129K, 128K. What if we hit 129 after the Hindenburg indicator was you know, triggered on 10/29, 129, right? You know, our start of the Chinese Lunar New Year of the Year of the Snake started on January 28th. The first full day was the 29th. You know what I'm saying? So, like, 129. That's pretty powerful, you guys. Pretty powerful code. Yo, Carasino, what up? Carasino, are you Oz? Let me find out now. Are you Oz? I'm gonna find out each and every one of y'all's different nomenclatures. Y'all know I got 1,000 nomenclatures. Y'all call me Saturn. That's what y'all do. Saturn is known as the god of 1,000 names. Kronos, Father Time, Odin, you know, Gandalf, right? Death, the Grim Reaper. Like, just go and call me Odin, bro. But yeah, glad to have you, Carasino, man. I love the support I always be seeing on my Twitter and my X, whatever you want to call it. I post something on the X, Carasino liked that and reposted every time. I didn't even hit 4 seconds. You know, I ain't even had it on the air 4 seconds. Bam, bam. I get notifications. Carasino liked and retweeted your tweet. You a beast, son. I ain't even got done typing some of them yet. Already retweeted by Carasino. The love, man. Really keeps me going, man. Gives me motivation, you guys. Truly. It means the world. Especially in those days when, you know, you feel like I say, discouraged, overlooked, misundervalued, you know, underappreciated. It gives you the motivation to keep going, right? You guys are everything. Hey, man, you know, I made it my own work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I couldn't follow the leader, right? Like, I had to become the alchemist, turn lead into gold, Paulo Coelho. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to be it. Neo, the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to be. So, Hawaii Duck Channel? What? I did. See it, put a cat. Is it duck season or rabbit season? I know y'all used to watch Looney Tunes. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Hawaii duck season. I guess you redacted your message. You retracted it. So, you know, fox around, find out, right? But nah, man, you know. Glad to have you. But yeah, man, Kerosene, back to my unique work. Man, I'm just trying to challenge y'all with mine to create your own. You can use mine, I don't care, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't plagiarize the shit. Fucking give the motherfucker flowers, man. Give the chief his flowers. Before he's dead, preferably. You know what I'm saying? Let people know where you got it from. You know, send them here. You know what I'm saying? You know, so they can learn too. That's all I ever ask. Oh, yeah. Hey, you a legend, Two Trades. Coelho, you a legend, son. I mean, you might need to do a 23andMe, find out where your family tree leads. I'll behave. Yeah, read that book if you've never read it, The Alchemist. It might have been one of your cousins that wrote that. You know what I'm saying? Brother from another mother, right? It was an oopsies. All good, Hawaii. Edo has all the XP. Oh yeah, you know, he like me. It seems like 100 mile an hour. You know, 90 to nothing. Always awake and aware. You know, always just trying to allow his mind to soak in what the cosmos is wanting him to download. I know that, you know. I do know that for a fact. Oh, he said I have amazing book. Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. I had to read it twice, you know. So I thought the same thing. But nice. So what are your guys' thoughts, man? You know, hit it with me. While I'm just relaxing, letting my brain set for a minute before I find another chart or an idea to go off of. You know, what are your guys' ideas? What are your thoughts on everything we've been seeing? You know, we haven't even talked about all this with Western Union and Solana, you know what I'm saying? And how they've picked Solana to be their whatever the fuck, and everybody's talking bad about XRP, but they fail to realize that yesterday was XRP's banking license for their, you know, Trust National Bank, you know, deadline for their license. And well, I ain't heard nothing about it. It really don't make a fuck to me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's pretty important. You know, I think that overpowers any Solana news, and any loss of a partnership with Western Union. You know, there are other things going on in the crypto realm that, you know, are making headlines and making a lot of noise, and people are talking at, you know, with nauseum. And so I just, you know, what are you guys seeing? What are your thoughts? You know, Master Chief is always trying to learn too. You know, I'm still trying to become a student. There aren't many teachers besides the cosmos and the stars for me, but, you know, I love to hear other people's thoughts, you know. What are your thoughts? My thought, which is Thoth, right? Coming from the study of Hermes Trismegistus and Thoth, right? I take that Thoth, that thought, and turn it into a reality, right? My own prophecy. But that's just me. I like to see where y'all's minds are at. See if maybe I can grasp that, right? Mia's got just too much spare time, broski. Yeah, you and me both, Edel. I mean, I don't have a lot of spare time, but any spare time I get, I'm active. I'm staying busy, right? I try not to have a lot of spare time. Is basically the goal. And what's up with the ads, man? I'm about to start having to use Brave browser. I'm getting tired of it. Swell, 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 swell. Yeah, November 4th, 5th time period. Swell, Ripple swell coming up. So yeah, remember the 5th of November. All the astrological signs that I've been seeing that, you know, tend to lighten up the turbulence around that time period as well. All the negative energy could be out of the market come that time period. Maybe between now and then we see some more turbulence within the next 96 hours ish, right? But who knows? Sol paid Western Union, LOL, and XRP been doing remittances years ago. Yeah, right. You see what I'm saying, Carasino? Like, people are getting lost in the sauce. Like, when Solana's blockchain takes too long or fails, you know, whatever, it's cool. It's cool. You know, I mean, the only thing they're really good at is making meme coins. Like, I'll behave. I'm still buying every dip and waiting for Valhalla. While I try to perfect integrating a trust structure in Canada. Yeah, you know, I would speak with Carasino. I would holler at Patoy. I believe Chris is from Canada. There's someone else. Who else? Who else? There's a few of our members from Canada. They actually might be able to help you set this up in your country. If not, they might be able to help point you in the right direction, being from Canada as well. I just wouldn't even know where to start. I don't exactly know how your government's structured there. So, yeah. Best of luck, though. I do obviously wish you well and send you many blessings, of course. But, you know, that's just something I don't even know where to begin to even try to fathom where to start at, you know. Hope for good, though. They got that old school Farmer's Almanac looking chart showing 2026 high prices and good time to sell. Yes, yes, that is known as the Brenner chart, okay? No, where'd it go? Don't do that. I didn't delete it. Yeah, duh. I'm sorry, the Samuel Benner. I said Brenner. It's known as the Samuel Benner chart. I call it the Farmer's Almanac too. Literally, that's anybody that's watched me for the last year when we've talked about it. You've literally heard me call it the Farmer's Almanac chart, right? But that's the man that created it. That's what it's named after. But it is very historically accurate. 2019, then, you know, we led into C19 lows, continued after that. But yeah, 2026 we shall see. So 2019 into 2023 was, we had a high in 2021, but still we saw lows into November of 2022 before the cycle started again into 2026. So your next major year is going to be 2035. Not financial advice, but that's 9 years away. And that's why I say to a lot of people a lot of times, it's like, do you think many people are going to be here for 20 years? You know what I'm saying? Another 10 fucking years from now? You know, because most aren't, you know, and most aren't setting themselves up to be here 10 years from now. And that's the thing, you know, they're here to get rich overnight. They're here to plant seeds today and think that they're going to eat fucking fruit tomorrow. And, like, they're not going to go through a few fucking seasons, you know, of harvest. And then planting their crop again. And then harvesting that shit. And then planting that crop again. Like, I don't know, man. Like, keep buying your meme coins. You might get lucky. Like, those are lottery tickets. But crypto is winning the lottery in slow motion. when you do it correctly and successfully and with a sophisticated, mindset, thesis, and investment strategy and portfolio developed. But like, again, what do I know? I still got training wheels and it's my first day here. I'm new, but yeah, that it's a great chart. The Samuel Benner chart, the Benner cycle chart. But absolutely, I keep it ready to go fresh at all times. But yeah, man, I'm obviously looking for Bitcoin to rise past all Hallows tide, where all tides rise. That's just me, So looking good as we head into 2026, right? GG33, that numerologist says horse year is bad for crypto. I've always been under the impression we got a big crypto bubble coming, and when it pops, only the chosen solutions remain during the dust settle. It's quite possible. What kind of law of equivalent exchange do we see? We've been talking alchemy tonight, artimancy. What kind of law of equivalent exchange can we see during this very prophetic year? Again, like, you guys, this past Rosh Hashanah, right back here, where they faked y'all out into World Dream Day, where I told y'all even dreams die in September, right? And I told y'all that in advance at the beginning of September, right? And that World Dream Day was our lows until October came. Right. Anyways, and this was historically never before seen. Like, this was the world's biggest ever liquidation in the history of the world. Bitcoin lost 23K in one day. This was 20 times larger than C19 and the shutdown that shut down the sell-off that shut down the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'd never seen this. Like, this is Great Depression type era. You know what I'm saying? And since then, again, we've been balled up and haven't closed a single daily below 106. And our top came in on 10.6, 106. And we're holding 106. Anyway, like, I'll behave. So, yeah. Rosh Hashanah this year was the Feast of Trumpets, where 100 rabbis got together and blew their trumpets and all. So I got a very, big feeling on the chaos and turmoil and just turbulence that 2026 can bring. Yeah, I got an idea. It's a horse year, like you said. The new Pope, just received a horse named Proton. Okay, and I know the XPR community is gonna be like, "Oh my God, he said Proton! He did it!" In any fucking ways, Proton just means first, and I know they're gonna come back like, "Oh my God, he said first! He said XPR's first!" No, motherfucker, I didn't. Proton is the name of the horse that the Pope just got. As we head into the horse year, the 4 horses of the apocalypse, all it is marking the first horse of the apocalypse. That is it. And what does that word apocalypse mean? It means an unveiling. It's just the first stage of an unveiling. And when does the veil of this realm the thinnest? On All Hallows Tide and Samhain. All Saints Eve and All Hallows Eve, what you call Halloween, or what we know as All Hallows Tide. Thank you very much. Where it comes from in the Celtics, tradition, and what's also called Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. So let's talk about this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, man. Like, I guess people just think that we just out here just spitting shit, and I guess it has no backing, no years of hard work and due diligence behind it, or like, I honestly don't know. I guess they just think we just like to hear ourselves talk or something. Yeah, just not necessarily true. Right? No, never mind. Sorry. But Dia de los Muertos, you know, we're talking about the Day of the Dead. Prices look like shit, they have died right here. But if you go back to October 29th of last year, which was the day the Hindenburg indicator this year had triggered, here we were selling off into November 1st and the first few days of November, and then we come out of it. So, dang, into the Day of the Dead, and then we get rebirth again, and we're living again in the charts. Price action going, you know, euphoric again. It's pretty amazing. And you go again, you can go back in the history of Bitcoin for 15 out of 17 years. The next year following this day, we're trading at a higher price than we were the previous Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. So all Hallows tide, where all tides rise, you know. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I've heard a lot about this numerologist, man. But anyways, the horse year, yeah, I just have to look into his work, man. People keep referring to him as some great. I've never really watched his work. I really don't even know who he is yet. He definitely seems very mainstream, kind of, just my opinion, personally, pay-to-play type individual. You know what I'm saying? Probably gotta buy into his course and, you know, all that type shit, you know. I don't know. Anything I've ever watched that's been shared with me from him has just, it's never personally given, I've never taken any value from it. Like anything I've ever watched, I've already personally understood, knew, have come to the realization of myself, things like that. So, like, again, I've never really just given him any time. I haven't just been able to, or found the interest, neither. And that's just my honest opinion. He called Zcash because it's 28 money number. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw what I had posted in the Discord earlier. It's funny you said that he called Zcash. Like, Zcash, you guys, I called $24 in the 2024 year. Not once, but twice we got it. You know what I'm saying? And then we shot up to these $300 levels we're at now today, you know, and look at this chart, you know, like, boy, maybe we could do some work together, this guy, me and him. But, you know, I was able to call Zcash too. But I'd sent a, you know, encouraging message to somebody that was butthurt over not buying into Zcash, because I guess he sees green candles pumping, and it's like, man, from Bitcoin to your favorite alt to Zcash, I done Zebek that shit. I'm the GOAT like a check. You can take it to the bank and cash that bitch. I'm the Master Chief of Charts, and you can bet that shit. So I was like, man, I just had to send it. You know, I was like, fuck it. You know, it's like, from Zcash to your favorite alt, Bitcoin, I done Zebek that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. But yeah, Zcash, man, that's been one of my favorite coins to chart. Something about it. Honestly, Duke Doobie, you guys, he said he would not be my fucking friend if I didn't own at least one Zcash. He said it would pay for my house one day. Okay, so, like, I gotta take his fucking word for it. You know what I'm saying? He said the chart has data that was once at 36,000 fucking bucks. So it's like, damn, man, it's crazy, right? If it was to ever get close to that again, right? But anyways, Duke Doobie said he wouldn't be my friend. Okay, so, like, I had to look at the Zcash chart, and I started charting it, you know. Shit went downhill from there. I fell fucking through the rabbit hole. I'm not a fucking Zcash maxi, bro. I just chart a fucking chart. What does the chart tell me? You know, and it spoke fucking $300. You know, here we are, and so, yeah, Zcash has been a good one for me. I've really liked it. He chirps XRP a lot, which I believe he is totally wrong on. What's he chirps XRP a lot mean? Like he shits on it? Is that what you're saying? It's like church slang for, like, he talks bad about it. That pod I posted in the group is the best so far, in my opinion. Send it to me personally, because you've posted a lot of pods in the group, so I don't personally know which one you're talking about. I'd have to go through, like, all the tabs I got. You know how hard that'd be for me. Tries to be mainstream, but says some of with that would get any non-Joe banned. Oh, so, like, the Master Chief has been banned for the last 6 years. Yeah. He shits on it. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll leave him behind, too, when we're at $8, $27, $103 one day. You know, we'll fucking leave him behind, too. Okay, see, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure, you know, I figured it was slang. Yeah. Alright, you guys. We're approaching an hour and 26 minutes, man, and you know, we've got 126k top, you guys, so we'll probably get ready to wind this spaceship down and get ready to get this out into the cosmos so everybody can watch it and you know, and catch the replay. So share your final thoughts and let's go through it, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll get together again soon, you know. I'll obviously be out here. I would like to come back out in a few days on 11/7 and do a Master Chief 117 video, of course. You know, see if we're trading above 117,000 again, or if we've got rejected from there come 11/7. You know, a couple years ago, you guys, we watched the Dumb Money movie that came out and premiered on 11/7 in 2023, and we were at 37-ish thousand dollars for Bitcoin, and I was calling for a short squeeze from 38,000 to 64,000 for Bitcoin, all, you know, in confluence to the release of this movie on the platform that I watched it on last year with my pioneers on 11/7. Okay, and that was tied to the 117 Master Chief Bitcoin code that we've been breaking down, right? And so we, from 11/7 in 2023, we then short squeezed all the way up to $64,000, like I had said, and then eventually went on to 73,000, 74,000 in March of 2024. So the mother of all short squeezes that we called in advance, you know, we could literally be coming up on the 2-year anniversary of that and potentially watching it again. Calling another mother of all short squeezes in advance after the biggest liquidation event the world has ever seen for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, you guys. Dumb money, baby. Dumb money. So, I mean, I just want you pioneers to get ready for the next several days. It could be a turbulent shakeout, still potentially if this Hindenburg Omen indicator proves another double bottom could come in anywhere as low as 88 to 102k for Bitcoin before November 5th and November 7th. These dates that I've been sharing and breaking down with you all today. Come November 10th, 11th, after Jupiter stations retrograde and Mercury stations retrograde, all during a trifecta of Uranus being retrograde together. Oh, you guys, I'm telling you, get ready for the explosive volatility that is coming to this market and to a chart near you. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, can I get a hello? Hello. But yeah, I'll behave. Saul found this, I thought was interest. I just read XRP October 2024 closed at 50. Yeah, it's 50 cents last year. 44, 42 cents. We were calling 46 cent lows last year and giving them to you guys, and here we are a year later and we're fucking at $2.50. Like, knock knock price discovery. We're coming. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Up $2, man. Congratulations on everybody that bought 50 cent XRP last year. You're fucking legends. Your grandkids are going to call you legends one day. What's your thoughts on Dogecoin? When I just saw Dogecoin under 18 cents, did we not? Like, that was a fucking steal. Not financial advice, but it's like I'm trying to buy Dogecoin, like at fucking 16 cents, you know what I'm saying? Where's Doge? Where's my Doge? Oh, look at that, 18-cent Doge. I mean, yeah, maybe we go back to 13, 14 cents, something like that. Maybe we hit a low of, 11 cents in this 702 golden pocket again. Whatever, Bitcoin, XRP would be back at $1.56 or something, 153. Things like that. Bitcoin, like I said, back at 88 to 92K, 102K again. Who fucking knows? Maybe. Right, but I honestly, I still believe in my Doge, man. Like, again, I don't want to keep saying this shit, but like, nobody in their fucking mother in 2023 and 2022 was talking about a $2 to $4 Doge. But now everybody else gets flowers for bringing it up over the last year, and it's like, where the fuck were these motherfuckers at when I was calling it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of makes you wonder, like, where they get this shit from, right? Where they get these levels from. But anyways, this 1.618 is, what I'm eyeing for is that $4.03, $4.08 for Doge. I'm still very bullish on that, ultimate, just end of another run. So, honestly, this wick to the downside and manipulation that we've been seeing, unless we're just going to feel that abandoned candle in ghost town on every fucking one of these charts, and this is Binance, where that fucking nonsense happened, right? Then I still, imagine if this wick wasn't here. What are you seeing? Like cover that shit up. Like, how can we do that? Well, what we could do is we could do a box, and then we can make the color black and then darken it, right? Maybe that will hide the wick. Yeah, like, hide that fucking wick, man. You know what I'm saying? And what are you seeing now? Prices on if you hide the wick on everything, which is manipulation, you know what I'm saying? That's just all you need to understand at this point with what we just saw. Like, I'm not saying every fucking wick is manipulation. No, we teach long wick theories. Pay attention. What are you seeing? You're seeing price fucking trade sideways and stagnant in a range bound structure, quote unquote, a bottom, until you get a spring proving we're going lower. I don't see no lower lows there. I see a bottom held right here at 18 cents. You know what I'm saying? And so I think this is accumulation, not financial advice. Dollar cost average. Who can go wrong with that? Especially if we're looking back 2-3 years from now, and we've been dollar cost averaging in, whether we're high or low or whatever, over the next 36 to 58 months, right? Like, but I think Doge is about to experience some of the euphoria too. It's an OG, one of the first forks from Bitcoin. Like, we can't forget that. It's tied in. So I'm bullish on it. It's a meme coin, so am I overly invested in it? Absolutely fucking not. Thank you, Carosino. Doggy. Pay attention to Doge, man. We fucking run by Trump as president right now. First ever crypto president, born in a dog year. Yeah, pay attention to Doge. Yeah, I came to destroy the game. That's right, Edel. You're right. But alright, you guys, we're getting ready to sign out. I love you all. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. Okay? Go back, watch this video, soak it in, take notes, and let's continue to break down this mad scientist behind the scenes, Frankenstein type Halloween decode that we've been doing tonight, moving forward in our classes and in the Discord, okay? In our next YouTube live streams that we do, or uploads that we talk about, or speak about these things on. So with that being said, I'm signing out. Thank you, Hawaii Duck channel, Edel, Esme. I got 2 trades. Thank y'all, man. Carasino, and everybody in between that views this from now to eternity. You're all so dope. You know what I'm saying? You're the true superstars. Like I said earlier, Esme, you know, everyone, you're what I do this for. You know, I do all I do for you. You know, and you're not gonna find another crypto analyst in the fucking world that says that and means it like I do. You can't even message these people in their discords or private internet groups and things. You know what I'm saying? They don't get back to you. Ask anybody if I get back to them in my Discord or privately when they send me a private message. Like, it may take fucking 6 weeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the only one. But like, I always try to find the time to, you know, to share the love, man. You know, to be there for my students, my pioneers. You know, to answer their questions. To at least try and show them some support. You know what I'm saying? In some type of way. So y'all remember that, man. I'm here to change the game. I ain't here to play it. You know what I'm saying? We don't charge super chats for your favorite crypto reviews and things like that. Like, that's unheard of, right? You know, where do you see that at? Who does that? Like, you know what I'm saying? No wonder I'm hated by all these crypto analysts. I'm trying to fuck up their money. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all out here paying for their mortgages and super chats for your favorite cryptos and paying $1,000 for their 5 cryptos of 2025, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, let us fucking pray. All right. But I'll behave, man. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Coach Abe signing out. An hour and 37 minutes. That's the 33rd prime number. Deuces. Pioneers rise. Build your fortress. Build your legacies. Let's go.